Today is October 5th. The regular season is over. It's done. 162 games in the book and a record broken by Aaron Judge. Let's talk all about all of it. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steam and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, brought to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy, sitting here with Jake. Well, we're in different places, and BBD producing. Before we get into anything, I want to put a couple things on your guys' radar. We got new shirts out, the Judge record. They've been selling like crazy. The designs are awesome. And even bigger, we have an event coming up, Game 3 of the DS. At Torch and Crown Brewing Company. We'll be streaming, doing a watch party, and those are limited tickets, I believe. Includes a free t-shirt, so I wanted to let everyone know right away. You want to come watch with a bunch of Yankee fans, Game 3 of the DS. We'll be there live streaming. Come on down.
I heard some good news about that today. I heard the food there is very good.
Ooh. Jake Waldo Cabrera, how are you?
Yeah, if I stretch out my face, I get a little more Waldo in the necklace. How you boys doing? Regular season over. Yankees win the AL East. That's pretty good. James, you know I approach the beautiful roster crunch that you love so much. And I loved your comparisons to how much I love mock drafts and other sports, but I don't have it with this. I like to see where the cards flip when they flop. And today was the first time I busted out the Notes app and I started crunching the numbers on it. So we are here. There will be no more regular season Yankees game. The Yes Network is rolling credits with everybody's names. It's here. It's here. So we're waiting to see who will face us. And we are geared up, man. You mentioned all the shirts and everything. We're going to be live streaming, whether Yankee games or non-Yankee games. This wild card weekend, we're going to be in the lounge streaming. So get ready to enjoy the 2022 baseball playoffs with us. And hopefully we're doing Talking Yanks episodes into November.
Yep. So SeatGeek is bringing you this episode of Talking Yanks. Code Yanks, you can get $20 off your first order at SeatGeek. They got the best seats. We used them all throughout the season. If you want to go into the postseason games, check out SeatGeek. They're also sponsoring a lot of our postseason content, and we wanted to let you guys know the full plan, because last year we only had one wild card game, and maybe we have a lot of new people that have been following along that weren't with us in 2020. We kind of go crazy in the offseason so for Talking Yanks, I mean, there's going to be a series preview episode, which I'll get into that later. It's really tough. We have to do that the day of the series on Tuesday. And then before every game, we'll do a pregame show. We will be live on YouTube for games 1 and games 3 of the ALDS. We are going to game 2, treating ourselves, vlogging it, putting together little videos from going, but we've never been to a postseason game together, Jake. So we didn't go to the wild card. We weren't even going to go to the wild card last year if it was in the Bronx. We're going to game 2, so we won't be live game 2, but live streaming game 1 and 3 and 4 and 5 if they happen, and then all the CS. Well, maybe we go to one CS if they get their home game, and World Series. We'll be doing that, and then as soon as the game ends, our episode, we do series recaps during the regular season, game recaps during the postseason. And we've been doing that since 2017. A lot of fun. It's a grind, but man, it's so much fun. And we hang out with you guys in the YouTube chat and learn all your names and have a ton of fun and get a little wacky. I'm excited. But we're in like this holding period, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, almost a week. I've never been to a playoff game, period. So I'm stoked for that. But yeah, it's and that's the weird part of all this. While you're doing roster crunch season, while you're figuring it out, and that alt site that we've been wanting updates from for Wandy and Carpenter, and who knows who else is around or what updates we're gonna get in the next week, because the Yankees have a plan. They said they're gonna be playing games, and
Boone
they need
gave
to
a lot of that today
because it's 6 days in between. It's no joke, especially in baseball. Compared to some of the other sports. I mean, seeing live pitching. So, yeah, and you're right. We'll get the victors of Tampa and Cleveland, and there'll be a scouting report from the regular season, and there'll be a totally different scouting report from the postseason by whoever had maybe 2 good games of baseball or 2 bad games of baseball. So, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and man, the Yankees still have some fun ones going, Jim. I know it's not us tooting our feathers too much, but we're friendly with a lot of people in the Yes Network now. And, the conversations up and down between those handful of guys from Litke to Chapman to Hicks and Marwin and Peraza and all of that. It's when you dip your nose in the grindstone. I drew up a couple lineups where Tyone wasn't in it, and the Yankees were just going to fight their way through with 3 starting pitchers in the first 5 games. So they
can do that.
It's a beautiful thing, my good man. And yeah, for those of you that have enjoyed it with us, thank you. And for those of us that are about to enjoy it with us, get ready for some pregame shows with Beach Boys, Alanis Morissette, Jewel,
Kid Rock,
Zach, a nice hat, all of it.
Yeah. And I'm going tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm leaving for Denver, Colorado to go to my sister's wedding. So it was paramount. It's paramount. The Yankees won the division. But you will be live streaming a lot of the wild card games. So if you're just, itching for Yankees baseball, but doesn't come, Jake and the whole crew in the live stream lounge will be doing a game a night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? You're not going to be doing Tampa Bay, Cleveland, because they are the most boring matchup and get the noon start.
Well, Sunday, we're going to see. Sunday is the one we don't know. It'll depend who's remaining. But yeah. Friday night, me, Joes, and Jolly will be there along with a bunch of other JM celebs. We got Ice, Paxton, Canobio. And then Saturday, I think we're going to go live for the Mets game at 7:37. But there will also be an 8 p.m. game too. So probably what turns into the better game by the end of it. And then
when you have multiple TVs, so you can watch both.
And with the commentary, we'll probably be focused on whatever's better. But yeah, exciting.
It is exciting. I'm jealous I'm missing out, but I'm very happy to go see my sister get married.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Switch.
You love weddings.
Love weddings. Love your sister. Love Hunter. You love your family.
Yeah. James is walking down the aisle with his cousins. I think he's getting pulled in a wagon because James can't walk.
Right.
And he's embarrassed about that. So
don't bring it up on Talking Yanks today.
He doesn't listen yet. He's kind of not into baseball.
He's been listening.
Actually, we have a toy baseball bat, and it's his favorite toy.
Yeah.
Swings it all the time. All right. So what do you want to go to first? Because the roster crunch is fun, but it's also we can talk for hours. So I think we need to kind of just be like, I want to hear some of the ones you mocked up. I've never seen so many options available. Usually it's pretty easy to guess who the bench is going to be. And then you got one bullpen guy who's not going to factor into the series that you're like, well, whatever. It's probably Steven Tarpley, but he doesn't matter. We got spots that matter immensely available. I paused and listened to Boone's press conference before we started, which did give a lot of insight into some stuff that I might have changed my opinion a little bit. So what do you want to do?
I mean, we're at the roster crunch. I know we want to do an homage for Judge, but it's on the tip of the tongue.
Yeah. Let's hear your lineups.
Okay. So I got in the notes app. By the way, just re-downloaded Monday. Are you kidding me? And it looks like I might not have a broken app. So times are pretty damn good over here.
Nice.
Great
notes
technology.
App. Here's how I did it. I wrote what I think will be my starting lineup.
So I haven't even done that yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who's going to be on the team. Okay.
And well, I'll feed you some Jakey tidbits along the way, and we'll see where we land. Even with his recent hot streak, I think Jose Trevino gets the start. He homered today, and I know you're not a believer in it. Garrett Cole's numbers with Jose Trevino are significantly better than his numbers with Higgy this year. Higgy's been the backup all year. I know he's been crazy hot lately, and people are making a push.
You're not doing batting order.
No.
I thought when you said lineup, you're doing batting order, which I was like, oh, I haven't done this yet. But I've done starters. Yeah.
Rizzo at first, Glaber at second. I have IKF at short and Donaldson at third. I just don't think you can talk yourself into different conversations, especially we just got the final tidbit about LeMahieu, which was kind of the death punch there, that they're treating him as a wounded deer. They called him compromised. Boone's words, not mine. That they are viewing him as a pinch hit option off the bench, but you do need to highlight that because that can change the roster construction.
The way Boone was talking, it sounded to me like there's a good chance DJ's not on the roster.
Oh, really? I mean, Curry followed up after that, and they were like, yeah, that kind of confirms that DJ is going to be coming off the bench as their pinch hit walk guy.
They asked Boone his exact answer was they asked him, what did you see out of DJ in these days? And he said, well, we'll have to see. The next couple of days are going to be pretty huge. It's definitely still favoring it. It is impressive that he went out there in pain and got a hit and a walk yesterday, but definitely still there. So we're going to have to see how these next 5 days go for him. That was his answer.
All right. Well, we can get back to DJ because he's not a part of it currently. But yeah, Jack Curry was saying that, and who knows? I follow Jack Curry, but he was thinking that DJ is going to be there. One of the pinch hit options.
I definitely was until I heard that interview.
Cabrera in left, Bader in center, Judge in right, Stanton at DH.
Yep.
So on the bench, I currently have DJ LeMahieu, Matt Carpenter, Higgy, Aaron Hicks, and I do have Oswald Peraza. I currently do not have Timmy Locastro.
So that's exactly what I tweeted out. I don't know, hour or so ago or 2 hours ago, halfway through this game. Those four were on my bench, and five with Higgy. So you're going 5-man bench.
Yep.
And
I think they've already alluded to it a couple times between Peraza and the pitching that, yeah. And I know you've got some Peraza stats that I don't know. He feels wild cardy.
Yeah, that's exact 2 hours ago. This is what I said. I tweeted.
Yeah.
I've already changed. So that Boone interview, they asked him about Wandy. He said he's on the roster. We're not concerned. Basically admitted it was a phantom IL stint to get him rest. He was like, we were never concerned. Asked about Clay Holmes. Boone pretty much said he's on the roster. I was like, oh, he was like there. Then asked about DJ. And he said all that stuff, which I was like, oh, that he didn't say like good shot. He kind of, they presented it as like DJ proved he was on the roster and Boone like kind of shot it down. So I'm interested there. Could be 50-50. I want it to be what you have. We're hearing that Benintendi's really going to be, some people are saying that he's going to be ready. I don't think he starts over Oswaldo Cabrera at this point. You can't do that. So then leave him at Tampa getting reps instead of being
the only person he would replace would be Hicks, right?
Yeah, he would sub out Hicks.
Which if Benny's healthy and ready to go,
unless it hinders his, unless he's only like 50% healthy and he can stay and get reps and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, Hicks and Benny at this point is interchangeable.
I agree. Carpenter's interesting because they asked Boone about that. He said he's been watching bullpens and tracking pitches, getting 5 at bats. They're going to have a bunch of live ABs. Some not he was kind of like they're not doing scrimmages, just live ABs. But he wouldn't give a lean on Carpenter either way. But if he can take pitches and swing, you need him as a pinch hitter, I think.
Well, and that ties into all of this and Peraza and DJ, because as we're starting to look at the Yankees playoff formula for the DS, the CS is different. There's 7 games. You need more pitching. For this 5-game series with 2 days off, and this is why I even went down the no Jamison Tyone wormhole, who I've been on for a while, and I think he's going to win game 4 in Cleveland. But I wanted to flush it out to see if there was other options. I think the Yankees, because when you write out the lineup order, which I didn't fully do, but when you get to that bottom of the lineup, it's a lot of slappy righties. It's our catcher, it's IKF, it's Harrison Bader. And, you know, the spot in front of that is probably Donaldson, who I know he's not a slappy righty, but he hasn't been an impact righty this year. That I think the Yankees game plan with Carpenter and potentially DJ on the bench would be to employ those guys like 5th inning on in situations where there's runners on bases. And if it's the catchers, we've treated them like the catchers all year. If it's the shortstops, I think Peraza has shown more than enough that if you'd had Matt Carpenter pinch hit for IKF in a huge spot, these are playoff baseball games, people, that you put Carpenter in that situation and then you have Peraza replace him, and you have to view it as the catchers as you're swapping in player 1A for player 1B.
I love it. It's my optimistic guess. I think it's 50-50 that Marwin's on the roster and Peraza's not, because they're going to be like, that's what got us here. That was the whole season.
Yeah, Marwin wouldn't really have a role.
If DJ's not on the roster, then you need Marwin.
Like I would have, for me, it comes down to Peraza versus Tim Locastro. Tim Locastro is a piece they got specifically for playoff baseball.
That's if DJ's on, right? If DJ's off, right, Marwin opens up.
Probably, right? You need it depends how much you trust Oswaldo's versatility and Peraza's versatility, right? You know, how many times have we seen Oswaldo with the first base glove and stuff? They've been preparing for life with Oswaldo as their super utility, but then is Benny around? What else is happening? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. There's like so much that can be up in the air still. I think you bring Carpenter if he can swing. Higgy's a lock, Carpenter. The rest, I have no idea. Like, no idea.
Yeah.
I'm prepared for it to be anyone. Prepared to see Benintendi, but I don't think they will or should, but it'd be cool if they brought Peraza, but then like start him. And they're not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. And I've said this numerous times about Brian Cashman reloading the baby bombers and how everyone in life, we pull from our own work experience. And if there's a situation that pops up, we say, well, you know, this time at my job, we did this, this, and this. Brian Cashman, I think when he was building the baby bombers, it's why Aaron Hicks got that extension. It's why they loved Gary Sanchez behind the plate. They felt they could get an advantage there. We all just watched the Jeter doc. Is there a good chance they just tell Peraza to sit in the top step and watch this whole thing? Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that was their plan. Like that, it would just be pressure.
It became their plan.
I think it was their plan
with
when
the
they
winning
called
this up. With the winning this season. I'm going back to the start of the year with all the winning and Peraza getting to a slow start in AAA. It became their plan.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's do the bullpen.
Percent chances Peraza starting at shortstop.
Starting at shortstop?
Yeah.
0.
Okay.
I mean 1. You can't do that. You can't get me up for that. I can't open that. I can't do it.
Okay.
Because I become an unfun person. I got into debate with my dad and someone else recently, and it got me back to where I was back in July. And I'm just a not fun. I'm just a repetitive, not fun person.
Okay.
And people spout out stats that don't really matter. He's good with runners in scoring position. Also leads the league in double plays.
Just ask for a percentage.
I can't do it. 0.
Okay.
Mean to have.
That door is fucking sealed shut until it gets broken open.
0.
For me, 0. Duct taping the seals of the door so wind can't even get through.
Okay.
What's your percentage? You're talking DS, right?
Starting a game in the divisional series, I will put Oswald Peraza starting at 5%.
Starting the first 2, 0.
A, he has to make the roster.
Yeah.
But B, playoff baseball happens quick. I know you've been in the stats. Peraza's been hitting. IKF kind of hasn't been recently. And
IKF has played 50% of the innings at shortstop over the last 10 games. 56% of the innings at shortstop over the last 10 games. And he's not hitting. And even when he's at his best, he's not really hitting.
5.
You'd say CS, game 3, game 4. When push really comes to shove and all of a sudden Joe Torre's starting Chili Davis at third base and sitting his studs because matchups matter, and maybe it's higher.
You want to talk some bullpen?
Yeah.
You want to talk some Magic Spoon?
I've always called the bullpen the magic spoon of the team.
Well, my magic spoon just showed up today. I got a box of it waiting at my door.
Really?
Yep. But I'm leaving tomorrow, so
yeah, I was gonna say that's almost.
It'll be here for me when I'm back.
Almost. Yeah, that's true. Because Magic Spoon doesn't go bad. They don't even put that in the copy, but I'll share that with the people. Magic Spoon doesn't go bad. Maybe after 2 years.
Do you know how much of a laughing stock the Yankees will be if they put Peraza on the roster and don't play
Magic Spoon is a healthy cereal for you, a good alternative. A lot of those cereals are filled with sugars and bad stuff. Magic Spoon is not. It's low carb, keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free. It's only 140 calories per serving with 8 unique flavors. You won't get bored of feeling good with Magic Spoon. Maple waffle, that cookies and cream. You betcha. Head to magicspoon.com/Yanks. Grab a custom bundle of cereal, the one Jimmy just got. Try the magic for yourself and be sure to use our promo code Yanks at checkout to save $5 off your order. That is magicspoon.com. Code Yanks, $5 off. It's an October of magic spooning.
Hicks has been hitting lately, right?
Hicks has been hitting lately, and Paulie alluded to it, what I've been saying for a couple eps. He's got a chance to draw a start versus lefty or something like that.
So what's a better lineup?
What do you mean?
IKF at short, Hicks in left, Oswaldo on the bench, or Oswaldo at short and Hicks in left? Because I'll tell you right now what the better lineup is on any day, no matter what the pitcher is, if Hicks is hitting like he is in the last 2 weeks.
I mean, both Oswalds can play short.
Yeah, but Peraza doesn't even need to be on the roster. And still, there's a better lineup than IKF at short.
And I think there's a chance for that too, right? Remember when he came in and played short and IKF slid to third? Like,
because Donaldson's not hitting. So
I think the Yankees, I've alluded to this for a while too. They like having a sneaky poker hand. Like when they have their formula of winning, there is a 5% slice of the pie that says like, surprise the other team. And I think the Oswalds are in that surprise mix.
The last couple years, they've pulled like a surprise move in the playoffs. So 2020, they did the Davey Happ thing. Last year, they did, we do the lineup different. Rizzo leads off now. They are going to do something weird, especially if they line up with the Rays.
That scares me.
Believe in your stuff. Bring your best punch. That's the old-fashioned way.
All right. So the bullpen is interesting, and there is a case for bringing only 12 pitchers and 14 hitters because there's 2 off days in this series, and they come after game 1 and then after game 2, which is bizarre. Then there's 3 in a row with a travel day. But the most a reliever will pitch is 3 days in a row because of the off days. Usually it's 2 off day, 2 off day, 1. But the way the off day is now is Cole could pitch game 1 and game 4 on regular rest. And you can use your relievers for game 1 and game 2. And they got a day in between, and game 3, and they get a day in between. So and some teams, even with the normal rest, they do only 12 pitchers. So there's a chance the Yankees do that.
Yeah, I mean, the Taillon part of this, like you mentioned, if Cole starts game 1, he'd be lined up for game 4. If you somehow go to a game 5, which again, the Yankees, they use odds, like they use numbers and percentages and stuff that, A, getting to a game 5, and then B, if you're at game 5, it's all hands on deck anyways, right? So it'd probably be Nestor on short rest, and it's all hands on deck. So you're going to be able to get through the game. So that would open up either another bullpen arm or.
Can you give me your list, the one you have with no Taillon?
So yeah. So
I think Taillon's going to be on, but I'm just interested to see what you did.
After going through the exercise, Taillon's going to be on the team. It's just not worth the risk at all.
Yeah, I agree.
But it would be Cole, Nestor, Sevy, and then it's Lou, Laza, Efros, Wandy, Herman, Schmidt, Chapman, Litke, and then Clay Holmes.
Say it after Wandy.
Schmidt, Herman, Chapman, Litke, Holmes.
So that's 12, and then with Taillon makes it 13.
So yeah, I mean the other thing, because I think the Yankees would suddenly be kicking themselves if there's no Tilo, but there's no way they'd go 15 hitters. So, but yeah, I don't believe in that anymore. I just want to, like the Yankees are doing, you flush out all options.
So Cole, Nestor, Sevy, Taillon, Trevino, Loizaga, Efros, Wandy, locks. I think Herman is a lock.
Yep. I think Schmidt is a lock.
I'm not positive on that. I think I would lean lock, but I just really want to figure it out. Because right now, those other locks we have, if they go to 12 pitchers, which I think is a possibility, 3 spots for Clark, Holmes, Litke, Chapman, Castro, Abreu. He pitched today.
Sure did.
Chapman, Litke are the only other lefties now besides Wandy. And Ron had good numbers against lefties, but he's out. So you have Efros, who has good numbers against lefties. Some people still think Chapman's off. I think Chapman's going to be on.
I do too.
Boone's quote about his outing in this series was interesting. They asked, like, does that matter? And he was like, yeah, that helps his chances, which was like, oh shit, it's a real deal that he might not be on, I guess. Like, you think Litke's on? So Litke, Holmes, Clark. Choose 3. Choose 2.
So that becomes the problem. We think Clay Holmes will be on.
The way Boone answered the question to him, it was like, if he's healthy, he's on, and we think he should be healthy. Like, almost made it seem like it was a phantom IL stint for him too.
Yeah, which would be a second, which is scary because then you've had 2 phantom IL stints surrounded by bad baseball.
I don't think it was. It just Boone kind of. I thought he was going to leave more doubt than he did in his tone and the way he answered, but he basically said if he's healthy, he's going to be good.
And who knows how much gamesmanship he has going on, because other teams actually look into this stuff. And, if they spend an hour scouting Clay Holmes, even though Clay Holmes has no shot, I kind of went into this without Holmes being an option. So I had Litke and Schmidt. If I had to choose out of that list, I think Litke would get knocked out for Clay Holmes.
Yeah. Interesting, Jake. I have no idea. Does it matter? If Holmes is on the roster, are they giving him big innings?
At some point they would.
That's my like weird factor is like, Chapman, Holmes. If they're on, are they taking innings away from Trevino, Loizaga, Efros, Wandy? Because they shouldn't.
I don't think so. I think they would have to earn that. I think Chapman, you're looking at coming in for a lefty bat with 1 or 2 outs in an inning and hoping he can get through it and look like Chapman. Clay Holmes, we know the Yankees want to click again. But he hasn't looked good since June. So you just can't do that in the playoffs.
Yeah. I knew the bummer of this is we're in a vortex of like, are we going to not do an episode till Tuesday? Because we want to do a series preview. We need to know who's on the gosh dang roster. And it's not coming out till Tuesday. And I'm at a wedding anyway. So I think this is like the longest hiatus of thought because they're doing all these scrimmages and interleague and live squads. And are we going to get updates? Like, beat reporters are going to take videos if they're allowed in, but why, if you're the Yankees, would you allow the beat reporters in? Why would you put like you're saying the gamesmanship could be huge here. You don't want Cleveland or Tampa to know if Benintendi's going to be playing or Carpenter or Peraza or this guy or Chapman or Litke. Like, as a Yankee fan, I want to know, but I also fully understand, like, we might be dark for the next 5 days of information and updates.
There'll be information, but I think it's going to be sifting through to what do the Yankees not want to be dark information. Because like I just said, other teams are going to be sifting through all of this. And I honestly, the feeling that you're feeling right now is what the Yankees want every opposing team scout to feel. Like, oh, wait, kind of whispers Benintendi's going to be around, huh? Like that's what they want. Like, who have we just fully ruled out? Nobody?
In my head, Benintendi's out, but then someone said he's likely. But maybe that came from Benintendi's camp, which obviously he's going to say, yeah, I'm ready.
Right.
And I had no idea where it came from. We've ruled out nobody.
Chad Green. Like, that's kind of my only.
You ruled out Abreu.
I am ruling out Abreu.
You're ruling out Miguel Castro.
No.
Really?
In one of my Tyone exercises, Miguel Castro found a way.
Wow.
Is he the
Oh, boy.
bottom, for lack of kinder phrasing, is he the bottom guy that hasn't been ruled out? Like he'd be the next guy ruled out?
Should we just rank everyone? 35-1. Okay, Judge is 1.
Kinger's out.
I have my
Fair.
king out.
Doesn't need Tommy John. Don't think we discussed that. But
Doesn't need Tommy John, so World Series might be in play. Let's do quickly, since like by the time we record again,
yeah,
roster's out. We'll do a quick recap of like, you know, who ended the season hot on the Yankees and not, and then whatever rumors get said over the weekend, and then we'll do a preview of the Guardians or the Rays, whoever we're playing. That'll happen Tuesday.
The roster.
What?
Roster comes out Tuesday morning. We hope.
Oh, we're recording Monday. Well, what are we going to say?
We're at least going to talk about.
We're going to know who they're playing.
Team they're playing against.
So we're going to have 90% of the information.
Might need to do another thing Tuesday morning.
Yo, well, as soon as
roster.
As soon as the roster comes out, we're gonna have to go live and do like
pregame show,
20 minutes. Yeah. Well, then the pregame show is gonna be hours later.
Yeah, because the roster will be at like 9 a.m. roughly.
Yeah, the rosters they got to get to there early on Tuesday because roster's an early thing usually.
It's like morning of the pregame.
They will wait to the last minute. We know that.
Whatever the last
it's usually
second they
like
can do it.
It's usually really. I remember being in California and making a roster breakdown at like 7 in the morning. I think it's like 10 a.m. East Coast time. So we'll do that then. But right now, let's talk actual batting order.
Okay.
You like Judge cleanup? You think that will continue to lead off?
Definitely not. Yeah.
I agree. But
there's nobody else for the leadoff spot either.
Yeah. Be Rizzo like they did last year, but nah. What about Rizzo 2?
In my head, with Stanton being back, Rizzo being Rizzo, I think they go back to Judge, Rizzo, Stanton.
You think Stanton would be 3? And do you think that's too front heavy or you like that?
I think it's where baseball's at and it's what you have to do. You know, Stanton has run into a couple fastballs and it's looked like Stanton. By the way, Gleyber Torres, who had locked down that 3-hole and been incredible, has some sort of sickness. I don't know how much that's going to affect him in 6 days, but
luckily he's got 6 days. But yeah, he's got the shits. Hopefully, getting all the middle games. Have we had any update?
They just the update I saw today was that he has like flu-like symptoms. They've tested for COVID. Nope, and he's just like has the flu.
I think DJ Gleyber, they might keep him 3 in front of Stanton. He's like kind of a different at bat. I mean, it's going to depend on who they're facing in the pitcher and all that.
With Rizzo in between, I think that's, you know, as good of a switch up as you can get, like a lefty that crowds the plate and all that. I'm fine when that lineup comes out and it's Gleyber or Stanton. I'm fine with it, but I think they'll go back to Stanton because that's what they want it to be.
Yeah. So the interesting part comes next. After the 4-hole, be it Gleyber or Stanton. If you have Stanton 3, you don't have Gleyber 4, do you?
I do.
I think I don't want to do that. Well, anyway, 5 is interesting to me. Donaldson's been bad.
I don't think there's a conversation. I think it's Cabrera.
Okay, but Donaldson's been the guy ahead of Cabrera. I don't think Donaldson has batted 6th all year or down the stretch. I think it was early in the season because Donaldson was hitting cleanup and Stanton behind him. So I don't know if Donaldson's batted behind Cabrera all year. So it'd be the first time that happens. Or besides,
are you sure?
2 days ago. He batted behind Cabrera twice. One was Cabrera was batting 2nd. And the other Cabrera was batting 3rd, and he batted 4th. But
And during that bad stretch, we saw Cabrera 5th and 1st and 3rd and that. Cabrera's been really good, and he's a switch hitter, and you need to break it up there, because if you don't, then you've got 2 ugly stretches of righties instead of 1.
I fully agree. I hope it's Cabrera, but they just haven't done Cabrera, Donaldson 5-6. They haven't done Donaldson 6 in a long time. But that's what I think makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think they will. I think the fact that they've shown they will do it. And I mean, I think a lot of the Donaldson efforts this season have been to try to get him going more. And I think it's proven that hasn't worked.
Okay, but then the bottom 3, I like Trevino, IKF, Bader. But that not also, they haven't done that much. But I like the speed of Bader at 9. And I like Trevino being higher up than IKF.
But the speed of Bader gets waste because if he gets on, you can't run with Judge. So okay. I think, and like you've noticed around baseball, I think the 7-8 holes have become more wastelands than put your better guy high up in the lineup. I think the catcher, Higgy and Trevino, is going to be 9th.
That's what they've done all season. So what they've done is Bader 7, IKF 8, catcher 9.
Higgy's hot. Trevino hit a homer today, and he's been a rock star all year. And then, yeah, I think you go Bader, IKF, and yeah, that bottom 3. After pretty much your first time through the lineup, I think those guys are eligible to be pinch hit for.
Not Bader.
Well, that's the only wild card and something we haven't talked about yet, not knowing Matt Carpenter's health. You know, originally we dreamed up defensive replacement, Harrison Bader for Matt Carpenter. There's no way you can believe that coming in, but it's something that should be on your mind. If Matt Carpenter looks like any version of Matt Carpenter and he can handle right field at the stadium and be that threat in the middle of the lineup, think about how much that changes everything.
I just don't think you can go out there and trade for a defensive center fielder and you say we got defense. That's why we liked him. And it's a highly criticized trade already. And then be in a close playoff game and that defensive center fielder isn't playing center field. So I don't think Bader is replaceable if he starts.
Well, that's what I was saying.
I thought you said the bottom 3 are all pinch hittable.
I think in a big enough moment, yes, but I led into him potentially not starting because you want Bader in at the end of the game, which we haven't been fully able to dream of because we don't know where Carpenter's at.
Yeah, nor Hicks or Benny. We don't have that many outfielders.
We'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, we could. Huh. I think IKF catcher, you got to pinch hit him as soon as they come up with runners on. Not as soon as. But if it's if it's a reliever or if it gets the team to switch out their pitcher, because
the catchers have more wiggle. Higgy's full blown hot right now.
Yeah. Yeah. If you like, but that's also a reason to not pinch hit him. But if you like the matchup better, or you're going to force the manager of the other team to play his hand and take out the righty to go to his lefty. And then that gets him into the pen in the 5th, where otherwise the starter might continue to go. Like, that's the gamesmanship of being able to pinch hit Carpenter. That helps.
And I don't know. Playoff baseball is a different world. And I mean, I'm even trying to think of the Yankees are up 2-0 on McKenzie. They won the first game. They're up 2-0 and bases are loaded in the first. And if Matt Carpenter hit a big home run in game 1 off the bench, you could end game 2 in the first inning. That's where playoff baseball gets a little kooky. I'm not saying it's happening, but boy, it would be fun to have some combos about it.
Yeah. It would. Anything else? We're going to do some awards, round it out quickly. We got to
call Big Poppy.
We got to do the two main ones because we've never not done them.
Well, would you bet on it?
I'd bet that we're going to do it because I was listening to this episode last year when they clinched the wild card in game 162 and trying to just see our tenor and mood because I was saying I have faith in this team. If they're rolling right, you need some real like ball dropping growth from two bullpen guys. You're banking on that, which is a tough thing to bank on, but you're banking on that. But the lineup and the starting pitching, I do think can make a run in the postseason. I like what we're offering there. Bullpen, you're going to need two guys to kind of graduate themselves. And I was like, last year, we knew that team wasn't going deep. Like we knew the last year's team, they won the wild card. And I was trying to think if we said that out loud or we were faking confidence. But anyway, while I was listening to it, we did awards in MFer and we were talking about how we always do it.
Yeah. And that's brought to you by DraftKings, the DraftKings Sportsbook. NFL is back this weekend too. Sunday's going to be nuts. There's going to be elimination baseball. There's a London football game at 9:30. There's football all day. There's elimination baseball all day. And at the DraftKings Sportsbook, you can place a $200 or $5, excuse me, $5 on any NFL team to win, and you'll get $200 in free bets. If they do, their single game parlays are money, literally. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOHNBOY to get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code JOHNBOY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Yeah, I think last year's team, having a wild card game with the Boston Red Sox, one of the best rivalries in sports, and having it at their stadium instead of yours was as bad as it gets. The most lack of gusto you can find.
Yeah, and they could have gotten home field in like game 161, and they didn't.
Game 160, game 161. Tampa with nothing to play for.
Yeah. My pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
For this 3-game set is, you know what? Am I going to do that? Am I really going to do that?
Are you really going to do that?
No, I'm not.
He's not, people.
I'm not.
Back off.
I am not really going to do that. Luis Severino.
Yes.
Threw a no-hitter. Just fell a couple innings short because his dang-on manager pulled him out the game, which I agree with. And I really actually like Boone's press conference about it. He was like, it sucks. It sucked. Put a damper on the whole day. I hate doing it, but I got to do it. I can't let him go to 100, 115, 120 pitches in the third start coming off the IL right before the postseason. Like, it sucks, but I just couldn't do it. And Sevy was mad. He should be mad. I thought Boone's press conference was good. Also agreed with pulling him. Also agree that Sevy looked amazing. Shoving. Pounding the zone. Got me excited.
Fastball velocity was the best it's been in a start since 2018.
Are we confident Nestor gets the ball game too? Like, is there any way they pull a fast one there? BBD's talking about how they pull fast ones all the time. Is there any way Sevy gets it at home because he's been so jittery in the postseason and the adrenaline rush? Or does that lean to Sevy being on the road?
I think that leans to road.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance just because, like, with those off days, you can fully do bullpen, and Sevy theoretically can't go as long as Nestor can. That would be the argument that makes it possible.
I mean, I think in a way you'd be slapping Nestor for no reason about that. I think you're Cole Nestor Sevy. I think when you're at the stadium, you're hype. You're Joe's McFly. I think when you're on the road, you're the bad guy and you say, I got to shut all these guys up. And that's who Sevy's really good at being. So a good pride for Sevy. Talk about tune-up starts. Him and Nestor heading into the playoffs as good as you can be, literally. So, yeah, and that's hopefully that's what we're talking about in November.
Yeah. I mean, Rangers are one of the worst offensive teams right now. So, Nestor got Baltimore.
The O's.
They're better. But Sevy carved him
Bench
up.
game.
And he's my pride.
It's a good one, Jim. My pride of the Yankees will be a guy I don't think we've mentioned in a long time. I'm going to go Giancarlo Stanton.
Wowzer.
Think about all the conversations we've just had. Depths of the bullpen, high end in the bullpen. We just questioned our three-man rotation, which seems like one of the most stable things on this team right now. We did the lineup. We did depths of the lineup, pinch runner, shortstop, you name it, we got it. I'm a guy that wears crystals now. Giancarlo Stanton was never mentioned as a question at all. And as of 5 games ago, he was a massive one. He hadn't hit anything. And in this series, he hit 2 home runs, also piggybacking one from the Orioles set. And he can exhale. Obviously, the pressure on Judge was enormous these past couple weeks, and you saw it get to the big fella just slightly. Giancarlo Stanton, you talk about this waiting period we've got now till Tuesday. If he had continued to look as bad as he did at the dish, I think we would have been having some weird conversations. He looked good. He pounded fastballs. He is Giancarlo Stanton. He looked so good in the recent postseasons. And now we're easily penning him into the 3 or 4 spot in the lineup.
Yep, he got his number 5, which was important. His 5th homer in Texas, and he got 30 on the season, which is big. And most importantly, he turned a 99-mile-per-hour fastball because the other 4-seam fastballs he hit were 92, and then the last one was 90. Still needs to hit fastballs, so I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but the high velo is what he's going to see from relievers and starting on some of the starters in the postseason. So turning on the 99 was nice. I would if I had time. I really wanted to see if he is standing closer. I think he is, which would be cool if it was an adjustment. But yeah, man. I mean, we did a whole show back in August about how he was just rope-a-doping pitchers all regular season, building a fake scouting report. He's there.
Smart.
All right. You got an MFer? Because I go first.
Yeah, but I'll give you the
Yankee
honor.
motherfucker.
I go first, so don't steal it. All right.
Never would.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did I give this to him last time? Did he get my last one? I don't want to double up, but it feels like I'm doubling up.
Did you rub my lamp?
I did, and it was twice ago. Peraza got my last MFer.
Right.
He's continued to earn that. Son of a bitch. You know what? IKF. I'm gonna end the season strong. I'm straight up dreading watching you play defense late and close. I hope you prove me wrong. I hope you get timely hits. I hope you make crazy plays.
Yes.
I hope you don't botch the easy ones. I hope you make up for it in other places. But I am straight up dreading watching ground balls come your way slowly in the postseason. I think that's a fitting end to the season for me.
We'll be rooting for you. Have an October, kid. Make a memory. Make a memory.
There's like so many lineups that are better, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. You could put either Oswaldo or Oswald.
Good MFer. I think I'm going to do Donaldson. I don't know. Am I reading this right? 0 for 11?
He was the one I wanted to give it to, and then I saw IKF's name, and I was like, let's put a cap on this.
The whole trade. So a little bon voyage into the postseason with our Twins studs. I don't have an October, Josh Donaldson, so I can, when you're on the parade and you're smashing beers all over yourself and your tongue's out and you're screaming, then I love it. Because, man, I feel like I've gotten to this point of too many talking Yanks this year, and I've been like, really? That's his stat line? So, hey, play good defense at third, run into a couple, have an October.
Enjoy thyself. All right. I think we don't
Start firing off some tweets.
Me?
Donaldson.
No way, dude. He's a Yankee now.
Like, go get rowdy on Twitter.
When's his last tweet? Like, how many times has he tweeted?
Dude, it's like start of the season.
Not retweet was, like, I think he did one, like, let's go when the season started.
Tweeted at Ozzy. Albies.
IKF finishes the year second in MFers with 10.
My bad.
Feels okay.
I think it might have been like a 5-5 split between you guys.
What, Hicks got the most?
No, Hicks is in a tie for third.
Chapman?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Gallo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Judge has more home
Quite a
runs on the
rate.
season than Gallo hits.
Only by 6.
That's a fun stat line. It's a fun stat line. People are saying Carpenter tweeted. What's the green emoji face?
It's like about to puke.
The puke one.
Can you tell me what Stroman said? That he's responding to that?
It was Judge Ohtani. He just said
Yeah.
Ohtani should be MVP.
Cool. Congrats to Gallo.
Matt Carpenter 2 tweets ago is a retweet of Talkin Yanks. Yankees win the division.
He follows me. Should I DM him and say, you playing, dude?
How'd that foot be?
Yeah.
Could be worth it.
Seems like a fun guy. He just
Picky your feet? That's what all the kids are into now.
say, you playing? No G? Question mark. That's all.
Back in my day, it was different body parts than feet, but now that's all the kids are doing.
I'm not going to message him. He's probably trying to like get healthy and stuff.
For sure. You'd hope.
Dude, I thought about inviting Kay to do live stream with us because he can't do the games, but I realized he's in Yes Studios before and after.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go pack. Big test. Katie's going to sleep because she hasn't been feeling well. She needs to get rest up for his flight. And I said James's clothes were still in the laundry, and I said I'll pack them. And she like had a conniption. She was like, as if you're gonna be able to like pack the right clothes for our son. So I told her I'd take them out of the dryer and I'd place them on our guest bed, just organized, like shirts, pants. So when she wakes up at 6 a.m., it's like, ready made for just picking. So I'm going to be I'm just going to be, in the guest bed, just laying out baby's clothes, categorizing them.
Not a bad place to be, baby.
I'll probably put on House of Dragons.
I think you guys might, before we head out, might need to talk about Aaron Judge. Hasn't come up yet this episode.
Who?
Old news, dude. That's regular season chatter. We're moved on.
Stats reset before the playoffs, man.
Glad he got it. What a take. What a take. Really cool. I mean, I made the breakdown. The stuff with his mom is cool. His dad missed it. It's a bummer.
It would have sucked if it was a postseason storyline and he would have had to imagine the beat writer questions. Aaron Judge before a playoff game. Do you wish you would have hit 62? No, I'm happy with 61. That was great. Obviously. But he doesn't have to answer that because he hit 62. So he's the man.
Really cool. He did a lot of religious stuff in his post-game press conference. I didn't know that he was that. I was like, oh.
First thing in his Instagram bio, Christian.
What kind?
Doesn't follow up with that.
That's like in California, like they're just straight up, I'm a Christian. When I moved there, there's a lot of that. It was a good homer. Glad he did it. Glad they took him out after the next game.
Yeah.
And then sat him the game after that. This season in MLB seemed like a ton of that. Like more than usual. Like Sandy didn't make his last start to preserve the Cy Young race. McNeil just didn't start to preserve the batting title today. And I think Arai or someone else.
Arise got pulled after a hit.
Yeah, it just seemed like that was more of I was just more aware of it, but it was happening a lot more where they're like freezing stats with guys to get the award and stuff. Did you see the kid in the breakdown who's so sad? Did you watch it? There's this kid the guy catches it in front of him and everyone's cheering because they just witnessed history. And this kid, he's probably like, I don't know, 16, 18. And he's just like sad because he didn't catch it. Like goes full like puppy dog Glaber while the whole stadium is like celebrating. Just like,
sure.
I get that.
Yeah. I get it too. One of the best seasons we'll ever see.
Maybe the best.
Yeah. We're 70. We're going to see something.
I won't see it.
If Talkin Yanks ends because we're old and like we want to retire and stuff, we should make a pact that once every 5 years we do an episode till we're dead.
I already gave the rights to Gabe's grandchildren.
Shit.
Yeah. Bad deal for me.
We get to Waldorf and Stanton, whatever their names are.
Oh, if there's another iteration, we get to ruin it whenever we want.
Yeah. Yeah. We just get to like hover in the corner.
And no, it's funny. I know we're talking about this a lot in the future, but I have BBD's dad stepping in for BBD.
Oh, the other way.
Yeah.
I'm going first.
BDD. Big Dad David.
That's the vibe.
All right, everyone go watch Dunston Checks In and enjoy your 6-day hiatus. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
More worms.